Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel. So I know on Sundays I said I was gonna review a black owned business, but this Sunday is a little bit different. It's the Sunday after 4th of July and I kind of want to unpack, I kind of want to talk about it a little bit because it's been heavy on my mind and it's what I talk about with my friends and you guys are my friends, so I just want to share with you. I'm filming this segment after I've already filmed the whole video and like a few TikToks, so my hair has dried and like, I don't know if that makes any difference to you, but I did use the Mielle products from my last video, my previous video. I used the Rosemary Mint shampoo and I used the Hawaiian Breeze leave-in conditioner after. I used a regular Tresemme conditioner while I was in the actual shower to like detangle and brush my hair because that is the only way curly girls should be brushing their hair. You hear me, curls for the girls? Keep your curls intact by brushing it in the shower with conditioner. Always. It's easier too, you save more time. But yeah, the topics that I'm chatting about today are totally related to Black Lives Matter and just being black in general. Whatever, stay tuned, watch the video, watch for this look. So I'm just gonna start with my latest Ipsy bag. I should wax my lip. I have this no stash from Target and it has like, this is an aloe cream. It comes with this like little Alice in Wonderland type. Read me, read me. These are the steps again. I really like how they did them. Comes with these hypoallergenic waxing strip things. I have a cotton ball. I have my handy dandy witch hazel. Okay, so I'm just going to wipe off the area that I'm gonna be waxing. While it's drying, I'm gonna warm it up. Now I'm just gonna pull it apart. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Ooh. Can you see that? I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh my god, I'm sorry if that's like TMI. Okay, so I completed my wax because I got a phone call, so I wasn't able to like, record that part. But I did use this cream. With that being said, I am going to go ahead and like put a little bit of makeup on. I just want to do enough for TikTok. I'm going to use this concealer brush from a brand that we're not going to mention because Jackie Aina just pulled her affiliation with them. Affiliation? Why did I just say affiliation? You see what happens when you try to show off. So first I'm going to take NW45, which is the warmer shade. And I'm going to place this right on top of my dark marks. You see that? Just really get rid of my dark marks. Yeah, I was saying like America can help its immigrants, but it can't help its black citizens. Like that's really ridiculous because it's not like black people are asking for anything more than equality as they've been asking for, and it's like that just keeps getting overlooked, which is so rude. So that's why I think it's a good idea that we don't celebrate 4th of July. I mean, until America starts to value its black citizens. Like it's really so crazy how just a heightened level of melanin in your skin just sets you apart from people as far as respect goes. It doesn't really make any sense. And so if anyone, I'm going to tell you guys a concept that I use in my school. I kind of just thought of it because while I was reading an article, they talked about psychodynamic issues that will cause a person to be vulnerable. And those vulnerabilities are what right-wing parties kind of capitalize on. And that's how they recruit these people. So I'm starting to think of racism as a mental illness, and I use personality disorders as my indicator because personality disorders, like in schizoid personality disorder, you are likely to be cold towards people for no inherent valid reason. And in like paranoid personality disorder, you're likely to like be distrustful of people even though they haven't given you a reason to not trust them, you know? So those kind of characteristics that fall into the category of personality disorder, I feel like they apply to racist people because there is no logic. You know, it's all based on like propaganda and false information, like how the information keeps going around of like black on black crime, how that's not a real thing. That's just like something that they worded in this specific way, propaganda, to allow people to think that like, oh, in the black community or in black neighborhoods, there's more crime. When no, what happens is like crime happens, and in black neighborhoods, crime happens. Like, but the point is, usually in those cases, a black person is convicted. They are punished for murdering someone or killing someone or robbing someone. Like, they don't just get away with it. Whereas when, you know, our officials, our law enforcement, when they harm somebody or even kill them, nothing really happens to them. Like, look at everything that's going on this 4th of July. This is like the 3rd week, maybe 1 month in a row that we've been asking for them to arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor, and nobody is listening, you know, like, and in between that, we've had so many new cases surface of young black people, old black people, whatever, just black innocent people dying. But just like, you know, with all this stuff going on in our country, how can I celebrate 4th of July? And the first time I learned that America was a really caca country was when I went to Nicaragua for the first time. I mean, that was the first time I left the country. I went with my school. Porque cuando yo era en high school, yo podía hablar español muy bien, y ahora mi español es muy mal, muy mal. No puedo decir un sentence completamente en español, nada más. It's so annoying how on both sides of my face I have the same dark marks. We're just gonna use this to kind of pat everything down. I'm gonna take this blush from Black Radiance. I'm just gonna assume that it's made by black people, but I'm not entirely sure. So just this blush here in Warm Cherry or Petite Fruits Chauds. I'm gonna speak that language, bro. My bad, I'm sorry. So take some of the blush. And get some on the nose. And then I'm gonna use the same primer on my eyelids. Just take this hot pink. Racism is a mental illness, and that's kind of where I'm at with racism right now. And I think it's the best way to sort of combat the opinion. That your opinion is based in paranoia and phobia of the lies and propaganda that you've been fed. It's really crazy how America like wants to just move past racism. Like, we should just act like it didn't happen. Like, how do you act like something like that didn't happen, you know? And that's part of the reason why people can't move on. Society at large can't move on if you're not acknowledging the root of the problem. Slavery is a big root. If the government didn't give them a chance, black people were enslaved when property was $50, and black people were around, you know. Black people, it's not like they just didn't want to purchase homes. It's not like they didn't want to make a name for themselves and their families and create generational wealth. They definitely did, but they weren't able to do so because they were literally not considered human. It was illegal for them to like do anything, you know. Slavery was such a hindrance in the success and growth of black people. Like, you know, the police stations that we have now, law enforcement that we have now, that law enforcement was literally created and established so that way they could punish slaves. It was slave patrol. So now we have cops, we have police patrol. They used to be slave patrol, you know? So you have to think about these things when you say like, oh, well, slavery happened so long ago, we need to just get over it. Like, how can I get over it when the very movements created to stunt the growth of our people still exist today and still does exactly what it used to? There's no such thing as just getting over this. There's no such thing as just like letting bygones be bygones. No, because like the government has to be able to step up, basically, and admit to the actions This is a domed blending brush from Eddie Funkhauser. I got this in my Ipsy bag as well. The same one that I got this in. So I'm mixing some brown, some like camel brown tan with a little bit of purple, tapping it and then going back in with this tan. And I'm just gonna blend that out. So yeah, like until America acknowledges the unequal footing that Black people started on, we're really not going to get anywhere, because America has to be able to acknowledge the pain and suffering that they imposed on the Black community. It's not like Black people just didn't want success. It's not like Black people were just like born predispositioned to an abnormal amount of violence. That's not the case. What happened is government hindrance. What happened is the literal interruption. It's not like this was natural selection. This was what white people created and wanted for America. So like in that sense, how do you just like get over it? Like, how do you just move past it? That doesn't make any sense. You can't say these aren't the 1800s anymore, when the same restrictions that society placed on Black people in the 1800s existed now in 2020. You can't say, oh, this is not the 1800s, because those same freaking restrictions are. You have to understand, like, you know, and we learn to think critically. How do you separate yourself from thinking critically about the group of African Americans that you call Black people? You know, how do you use your education, understand that you have to think critically, and then not apply that to America? Like, why is America so immune to people talking shit? Why is America so grounded in never acknowledging the past? This society is not individualistic for no reason. This society is individualistic because it helps people to move on. It supports the government's agenda to just say, hey, you know what? We're just going to act like that didn't happen because it didn't affect me, and we're just going to keep it pushing. And that evolved into the individualistic society that we are now, you know? So when you think about it like that, like, how is it possible to just move forward? How is that even a possibility? You know, I've only seen or heard of one president acknowledging the past, and that was Clinton. That was Bill Clinton, when he apologized for like something to do with the prison industrial complex. He apologized and said, you know, I recognize that by signing off on that bill, I, you know, was potentially attacking the Black community. He said that, but that was like the only time that ever happened. And that's not cool, bro. Like, you have to really be able to acknowledge, like, it's going to take more than one official to acknowledge that, because it really affects the Black community. Like, this is not working. This is what I get for like doing my makeup on freaking 4th of July. I don't like it. So now I'm just gonna do my lashes because I don't know. I got these and they're from the dollar store. So yeah, taking the glue and I'm just gonna. I know it looks super weird doing that. All right, I'm gonna let that dry for 30 seconds. These are really layered. I don't know if you can tell. Not the worst I've done, so let's move on to the next eye. Look, whatever. This is what we got, and we're just gonna leave it like this because I'm motherfucking tired. I'm gonna do my favorite lipstick combo. My lip liner is in here. It's this lip liner from ColourPop that they discontinued. That they discontinued. It's called Pitch. It's like the perfect chocolate brown. Usually I would overline, but I'm not going to overline today because I just waxed. And I'm just going to take another lipstick I got from Ipsy a long time ago. And it's from this brand called Jolie, and I love that, Jolie Cosmetics. Alright, so now I'm gonna go make some TikToks, and I hope you follow me there. I'm Misfit Madness. Instead of an E for madness, it's an X. And don't forget, racism is a mental illness, if Anjali has taught you anything. And America sucks. And Black Lives Matter. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you follow me on TikTok, leave a comment. I hope you follow me on Insta, give me a DM. I hope that you go visit my website, angelidalal.com, so you can go check out some really bomb press-on nails. And in future videos, whether you want it or don't, I probably am going to upload some videos of me making them so you can see the process. Have an amazing day wherever you are. Know that you're loved. Keep your mask on. Keep your hand sanitizer on. Coronavirus is very much real, okay? Stay safe. Bye.